Welcome to our second talk on the series of Jesus having risen from the dead. This time he appeared to his disciples on the bank of the Sea of Tiberias. And they were a group of professional fishermen, and they were disconsolate because he'd been crucified, and they had their whole lives displaced, and here they were now down at the sea trying to go back to their old profession. So we'll take up the reading from John. It's John 21 and it's verse 4 to 14. Just after daybreak, Jesus stood on the beach, but the disciples did not know that it was Jesus. Jesus said to them, "My men, have you no fish?" And they answered him, "No." He said to them, "Cast the net to the right side of the boat and you will find some." So they cast it. And now they were not able to haul it in because there were so many fish. That disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord." When Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he put on some clothes and he jumped into the sea. The other disciples came in the boat, dragging the net full of fish, for they were not far from the land. When they had gone ashore, they saw a charcoal fire there, with fish upon it, and some bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish that you have just caught." So Simon Peter went aboard and hauled the net ashore, full of large fish, 153 of them. And though there were so many, the net was not torn. Jesus said to them, "Come and have breakfast." Now none of the disciples dared to ask him, "Who are you?" because they knew it was the Lord. Jesus came and took the bread and gave it to them, and did the same with the fish. This was now the third time that Jesus appeared to the disciples after he had risen from the dead. Well, that scene once again shows the great compassion and consideration of Jesus for his followers. They were absolutely nonplussed by the fact that all their hopes were dashed, that they thought that he was going to be a triumphant king and that he would give them high places in the kingdom, and suddenly they find him taken and crucified and put in a tomb. So they're absolutely destroyed, devastated. And like people who have great sufferings, like yourselves, at times you don't know where to turn, what you do. And people say, "Well, keep going. You've lost someone dear to you, or your business has been destroyed, or your child has done something that's caused you great anguish." And people say, "Keep going. Don't give up. Try to do what you can." So those disciples all went down to the shore, and they went back to the only thing they knew. You stick to what you know. And they went fishing. They were professionals. They pushed out their boat. But then, they were professionals. After a night of complete and utter frustration, they haven't caught a thing. And there they are in the cold early morning sitting there. And many of us know what it is to have these frustrations and disappointments and feel cold in ourselves and lost. And that's what they were like. And then he is there. He's just standing quietly on the shore. And only one person in that boat recognised him. And that was John, the beloved disciple, who had a special bond. And he says to Peter, "That's the Lord." So Peter then jumps into the sea and he goes across because he's impetuous. And when they get there, they find Christ in his divine courtesy has furnished a fire for them, and he's got fish and he's got bread. And he came because he knew their human need, as he knows ours. He knew how disappointed they were, and how lost they were, and how their world had collapsed. And he knows how hungry they were. So he gave them the fish and he gives them the bread, and they have a breakfast together. And that's the wonderful thing, that Christ is present in our meals. That's why it's good to say grace before meals. He's present in the Eucharist, of course. He's present in our companionship. He's present in the way we support each other, trying to help each other, the lonely or the lost, or those who've just suffering sorrows. And you all do that. People are very good in trying to comfort those in need. But Jesus is the epitome of that. And he comes to give them the strength of his presence as he comes to us. We only have to be aware that beyond all the other things that happen, He's with us. And that's faith, that's an effort to see that I need more than human things. I need that spirit that He can give. So we just say, Lord, be with me, nourish me, give me the inner strength I need to bear whatever happens. Because at times my life is in turmoil and I am lost, but you are my guide and you are my strength and you're here to nourish and fortify me. So we ask Him, Lord, be with me again. Nourish my heart with your love. Fill me with your spirit. Give me the strength I need to face whatever comes. And to give me all the courage I need and the love I need to fulfill your hopes for me.
Cut.